Hey everybody, it's your Daddy Swine. I wanted to make a few observations before I get to the bearded terrorist, who some may have said is now raping little girls. Some may have said that he is selling cocaine. Some may have said that he is raping his own daughters. Some may have said. I don't know if any have said. Some may have said. We don't even know. It could be happening, or it could not be happening. Some may have said. But before I get to all of that loveliness, I think the community, as in this whole auditing, community, and I use that term loosely, I'm kind of proud of it as a whole. It came to no man's aid with bond money. Everybody coincided to a certain degree, more than normal. Um, that your news now, Brian. He assisted a little bit, but he was being a bitch behind the scenes. Arguing about some things and money, and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna do this with you. I'll go handle it a different way, and then Eric gets involved, and then it's easy peasy because Eric just has a bigger platform than the majority of us, and Eric Brandt helped a lot. I can't thank Eric enough for the money that he raised in the short amount of time. Thank you, Mr. Brandt. You are still my favorite fag, so thank you. Um, but the thing of it is, though, is a lot of these individuals have their own agendas, and I really don't have an agenda. I mean, well, I kind of have my agenda, but it's publicly known what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So it's not like an agenda. It's more of, I guess, a mission statement, I guess, at this point. But I watched a video of Mr. Seabolt, stalking me. Now, I didn't know Jermey was gonna be there. Jermey voluntarily came, and his modus operandi was to try to get me to violate a restraining order. Okay, but see, Jermey, he's like a nigger who breaks into your house through a skylight and then falls on your cutting board and then slices his leg open and then sues you. Because of his stupidity, you shouldn't have had the knife there that fucking, cut his leg open. Okay? And so that's kind of like the modus operandi that Jermey, some may have said that he's raping his kids. Some may have said this. Now, I'm not saying this, but some may have said. Some may have said that Jermey is now selling cocaine. Some may have said. I would never make an allegation like that, but some may have said that Jermey is a huge drug dealer. Some may have said. I'm not saying that, but some may have said. And so Jermey, he gets these little harebrained, ideas somehow that he's gonna, conspire. And so Jermey and Your News Now, as in Brian, they openly conspired there to get me there and then to call the sheriff. So if you watch on Your News Now, Brian's stream, there was a sheriff there for 20 minutes just, circling us. Well, if Jermey would take the time to review the case law on the subject matter, because there's extensive case law on the subject matter of, an individual who has a protective order on him or her in public, just as long as you don't antagonize or go up or, start talking crap or doing anything, you can be in public, that's public. I mean, if I'm, I'll give you guys a great example. If I'm at a public meeting and Jermey shows up, I don't have to leave, and I'm not going to leave. And if the cops are dumb enough to force me to leave, I'm not leaving, and then there's another lawsuit. So, or if I'm at the grocery store and Jermey shows up, I don't have to leave. Now, I'm not going to go talk to him, but, I don't have to leave. And if he comes and talks to me, I videotape it and, call the cops, like, this guy's out of his mind. So, just because there's a restraining order doesn't mean that it applies verbatim in all situations. That's why the law is very fluid. There's exceptions to a lot of things in law. And, Jeremy, if you think I violated the protection order, please, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take the evidence that you think you have and go to the judge and, put a pro se motion in, or have, Daniel Calhoun or one of your scumbag fucking CIA lawyers who represents you, have them put a motion in that you guys want a hearing. And I would love to explain, your pattern of behavior just keeps intensifying. So, I was going to let all of this go. I was going to let it die. But, I'm making a promise here this morning. I have some things in store for you, Mr. Seabolt. They're going to be highly unpleasant. Extremely unpleasant. Get ready for a motherfucking surprise.